Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. This is April the 13th, 2025. Noontime update here on this overcast Sunday just north of downtown Detroit, inside the Vincenzo compound in the great state of Michigan, with a current temperature of 48 degrees. Bell notification and comment down below to help spread the first mover advantage and the top and most highly rated and changing the sphere built on truth, trust, education, and information, most importantly. Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. You can see what the Bitcoin price we have been, and what we think is this head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern that we have there in purple. We just made it lighter, so it's in the background. We hit this 73,800 and change major target that we were talking about for quite some time. Part of it built off of the mountain double top and the targeted move from the top of the double top to the neckline, which is there at the blue line, to the point of a breakout. Got you to that 73,899. And we had a short-term double bottom there. We're thinking we're going to have a golden bearish cross. We forecasted the bearish cross, which took place back here, part of the first mover advantage, right? Took place way back there when we broke out, when we crossed, where you can see the 50 in red, and a super simple and easy way to technically trade this market. Got below the 100-day in blue, and then we were saying we were going to have a golden bearish cross, which looked like it was going to happen, but the bounce off of the 73,000 major support level has temporarily halted that. And we put down on here, if we zoom into the 4-hour time frame, we have this box in green down here last Thursday and Friday, highlighting a potential weekend pump watch and a pump warning. And we had that as your major support level because it was on the 73,000. Then we had your major resistance level for the weekend pump advisory. And you can see over the last few days, since Thursday, the Bitcoin's up 8%. And we had this in red up here from about the 200-day moving average to about the 90,000 major upper resistance as your major resistance points. And if we look at what the volume's been doing, and that's a critical thing, the volume has been falling ever since we had our reversal candle. You see our reversal candle here, that second bottom of the double bottom local. You had your biggest green candle, and now look at the volume. The price is going up, but the volume is steadily declining, usually leading to enhanced thought, knowledge, and predictive skills, and the score of the prediction that this is going to break down. And we are fairly confident that that's what's going to happen in this. And this is just a pump off a technical level of 73,000 that we were watching for about 2 months to hit, and it finally hit. And we knew there would be buyers there, and there were buyers there. We knew the price would pump. The price is pumping. And we think the price will get knocked down in those areas, and we'll have to continue to watch. If you want to get that first mover, if you want to be part of the growing movement, if you want to get your questions answered and what you have talked about and explained on videos, become members of Jabroni Killers. It keeps the videos daily, free, like they have been, will continue to be, and I've always been. You can become a member of the industry cheapest. I made it the cheapest out there. Some places are charging you to support a channel or to get their content. $100, $500, $50, $20, $3.99 a month, 13 cents a day to support the channel. And when, congratulations and welcome on board. Propman P, somebody that's got their channel deleted. Ricardo, Garbanzo134, one of my new favorite names on here, Garbanzo, and Jason, all in the last 8 days, and Jeffrey in the last 10 days, members of Jabroni Killers. We're approaching the 30 member and the Jabroni Killers, which we want to get to 100 members and then 500 to spread this message. Hit that join button or in the video description and or the pinned comment to become members of Jabroni Killers and continue to stay informed, calm, cool, and collected. And still don't want to buy you, nor do we want the Toyota that you're advertising on here right now. Stay cool, calm, and collected because you have the education and you have the information and knowledge, most importantly, to stay with your emotions in check and understand where the market's at and not get preyed and paid upon by the criminals that are influenced the mainstream media and most of the crypto sphere online, right? You can see Bitcoin dominance if we go into the 4-hour time frame. We've been trending slightly down, and that's given room for these altcoins that have been drastically beaten down, chance to pump. And if we go look at one of these altcoins, Jabroni Killer member, XCN, was one of them. Where's that at? And it had a massive pump. It went up about 250%. And oops, I don't know what I just deleted. We can delete this now. And we were looking at it and how it was going to play this as the pump was starting. When it first came up to that 0.01, we're going to need to go into the hour time frame. The 0.01 and got above it, the top part of this purple trading zone. We said it would have to back test it, and if it could hold it, you would pump up to the next area, which is the, I guess, the more reddish or lighter purple up there. The 0.0228 is the bottom part of that, and then you'd have to get into here, and you would have to start trying to break into this area, right? And we did. We nipped into it, and then we got rejected, and now we're trading along the 50-day moving average in the hour time frame, but getting rejected by this box. If you want to continue this pump in the 250% move and get to the top part of this, we're going to have to make this a different color. The top part of this, there we go, light purple color up here at the top, you're going to have to breach back above this. Oops. You're going to have to breach back above this. Now we're going to have to unlock that. And hold it as support. You're going to have to get back and hold these short-term moving averages. Get back on top of this, hold it as support. And then you would quickly move all the way to the upside at 0.04. Or you're getting exhausted now. And if we look at the volume, this has all been a short-term move. Look as the volume peaked in the daily candles and the mean of the volume with that line. And now it's crashed all the way back down. So what does that tell me? We're hitting a major support zone. The pump is becoming very overly exhausted. The buyers and the momentum are starting to die down. And this looks to be a major resistance zone. And if you confirm the breakdown, you'll dip all the way back down to this major support area that you would now look to hold it as support. And usually what happens is you'll have a short-term bounce off of that with lackluster volume. It'll be a quick move, and then it'll give it all back. And if the buyers continue to be exhausted and they don't come back in, you'll give up 100% of this 250% move in a very short amount of time. So if you confirm below this and you can't get back above it, you're immediately coming in the short term down to 0.01504. And then I would be looking at a dump advisory as the pump advisory may be coming to an end here in the local time frame with XCN. As you can see, in a short amount of time, it pumped up 236% or thereabout. So I'd be very concerned about that. I wouldn't be chasing that. I'd be enjoying the pump if you were in it, but I wouldn't be chasing it if you were not in it. Hold on, what's going on here? We need to get out of there. If we look at another coin, Shiba. Shiba Inu is another one that our Jabroni Killer members wanted. We're going to have to remember to keep this in the daily rotation. You can see Shiba Inu had a double bottom just above this 0.00967. It's attempting that we talked about last week to come up into this point, a bunch of zeros, 1324. It's trying to do that. If we look at the daily time frame, you can see that's where the 50-day moving average is. And this is a more longer-term double bottom from back last summer. We had a bottom in the same area. We're attempting a double bottom in the same area. And usually you would have some kind of sympathetic technical rally somewhere in and around here. But the 50-day moving average is your first major upper resistance, which lines up with the top part of this red resistance and support box. As you can see, we had major support on it back here. So now that you're coming at it from below, you would think it would act as major resistance right here initially. And then if it could break above it, the two moving averages, the longer term, the 100 and 200 stacked above it, are major overhead resistance. And that's what we're watching out for with the Shiba Inu. What's another one that we had? Cardano. Here's Cardano. We had, I remember people asking. We're just going to try to roll through a few of these. Cardano got heavily rejected after it hit that $1, just below the $1.45 with the massive Trump rally. We're having a wicked double bottom where you wick down here back in February, traded way back up, came back down to a local double bottom. So it's again an area you would expect some slight buyers, and there have been. We've had the bears cross in this. We have the 200 just above the 50-day and the 100 crashing and should eventually fall below the 200. And on this local bounce, the 0.74 cents on this weekend pump from the current short-term reversal from the wick bottom to current price 30%. This move would be looking to come, I think, would get heavily rejected by these overhead moving averages. Could you have a quick spike up and then a quick wick down, something like you had there? Yes, but I believe the top end potential on that would be this 89 cents or the bottom part of this dark green resistance box, because I do think after this euphoric Trump mini 90-day pushback that these prices are going to sell off. This volume will not be sustained across the board. And I do think the 0.412 will happen after this current euphoric mini pump ends. And then we're going to end out looking at, obviously, the XRP. And then I'm going to let you go. I got to go do some taxes. We can see XRP on our pump advisory this weekend took the more bullish move and broke above the neckline. And now, like we talked about yesterday, we're going to come back and retest that neckline. You can see the volume. Had a quick peak in the 7th and the 8th, and now was slowly died down as the pump has been going up right here. The volume has been going way, way down, which usually leads to exhaustion and a major rejection point and a failed retest of the neckline here. And it will probably slip below it, get a technical breakdown, and before you know it, we're going to be making a video, and it's back all the way down here at that wick bottom, $1.61, $1.58, and then we have decision time. Is it about to make the technical target of $1.26? Like, subscribe, and share. Peace and love. The Rex Eyebrow. Jay.